Okay. Are you all hearing me?
Yeah, we're hearing you, Mr. President. Are you hearing us?
I'm hearing you, but
Are you hearing me? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the offices of the Jamaica Football Federation. My name is Earl Bailey, and I'll be taking you through the proceedings. All right, we don't do anything here without prayer because this is Jamaica and we believe in prayer. So we're going to ask Mr. Paul Cole to say a few words to the Most High. Mr. Cole. Absolutely, you can stand where you are. He will hear you.
Good morning, everyone. Let us pray. Our God and our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be your most holy and precious name. Lord, we come to you this morning. First and foremost, we'd like to give you thanks. Thanks for life. Lord, many persons went to bed last night and did not wake up. You've seen it fit for us to be here this morning, so we thank you. We pray for your divine guidance upon this press conference. We pray that you lead through your Holy Spirit so that everything that is done will be done decently and in order. And the business of Jamaica Football Federation will improve. And as a consequence, Jamaica will benefit from everything that is done by the Jamaica Football Federation. Guide and direct us in this proceedings. We pray and ask these mercies through Christ's name. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Cole. Here you go. All right, we don't want to keep anybody here for too long, so we're going to go straight into it. But we have some very special people here with us this morning. So we start with the head table, and we're going to start from that side. Mr. Denzel Top. Good morning, sir. Yes, sir. He's from the Ministry of Sport. Of course, he's a permanent secretary, right? Very significant individual when it comes to government and especially sport. And then beside him, we have Ms. Suzette Eisen. And of course, you know, if you are into meetings with the JFF over the years, you'd have heard her voice, very strong, strident. She's an executive also from the Ministry of Sport. She deals specifically with sports as far as I know, right? Then we move to Mr. Omar Brown. That's a popular name. Even track and field, anywhere you go, you have Omar Brown. But he's from Sagicor, and he's a Sagicor Group executive. And then beside him, Brittany Roberts, marketing coordinator, Water, one of our long-standing sponsors. And beside them, yeah, of course, Mr. Dennis Chung, GenSec of the Jamaica Football Federation. All right, this morning is a... Yes, and I must apologize for the president. He's not here with us physically, but he's online and he will speak with us as well. The president has many hats, and one of them involves with a school that he's with. So therefore, he's there now doing some very important work, but he will join us a little later on. Good morning, Mr. President. All right. So we're going to move straight into it. There are quite a few things happening in football now, as everybody would know. Football is not one of those sports that is seasonal. Football is never ever seasonal, and it's 365 days of the year there's football. Not even Christmas. You know, on Christmas Day you get football. Boxing Day you get football. Any time of the year you get football. But it's winter, summer, spring, autumn is football all over the world. And right now we have teams in America, and we have a team in Australia, but then the JFF will tell you about it. And we have teams coming back from El Salvador and team preparing to go all over the place. But the best person to tell you about it is the JFF, El Señor Dennis Chung. All right. Mr.
I'm hearing you clearly.
All right, we're
thanks a lot.
gonna change the order here, and because we know you have a lot of things to do on the outside, so we're gonna have you first, Mr. President. So, and make your presentation.
Thanks for having me. Let me firstly apologize for my absence. This is totally beyond my control, but I'm picturing exactly what's happening there. Firstly,
Every dollar counts, and of course, every dollar is needed here because there's so much to do and so many games to prepare for. All right, let's go straight now to the General Secretary, Mr. Chung.
Thank you, Earl. Morning, everyone. Want to recognize, of course, our head table, Denzel, Permanent Secretary, Ms. Ison, Omar, the track athlete, right? And of course, Brittany. Let me apologize for SVL, who is also a sponsor this morning with us, but they couldn't. They didn't get to make it, but very important, of course. We are proud to announce that, well, Brittany, you've always been here, right? Right, yeah. That Sagicor has come on to assist us as well as SVL, along with Cinco in this particular case. Because of course we do have quite a few sponsors who have already come on. The most recent was KFC, and we actually have a few more in the pipeline right now, which we're hoping to finalize this week. But on this special occasion, we had a situation where we had booked some tickets for the girls. They wanted some upgraded flights, and we called on these three persons, and they immediately jumped in. Let me say that we're very, very appreciative of the gesture, right? Because it does take a lot of money. The travel bill alone from Amsterdam and back is over $100 million, right? And we're not talking about the other expenses that go along with it, right? So I mentioned the three corporate, but of course, I want to mention also the Ministry of Sports and SDF, which Ms. Ison and the Permanent Secretary are here, because they also, when we called upon them, the response from the minister immediately was, and the Permanent Secretary, I think he lost some here, right? Right. Was, boy, we don't have the money, but let's see what we can do. And they actually came up with $5 million, just like that. So, I want to really, express the appreciation of the president, the directors, and the JFF for the contribution that these corporate bodies and the Ministry of Sports has made to us. As I said, it's very busy. I mean, when you think about the fact that the travel bill alone is over $100 million, just for this trip. And we have the boys at Gold Cup. They went to Austria before, right? From Austria, they went on, and we're not talking about the hotel bill yet, right? We're not talking about the hotel yet. They went on, and they have guaranteed us that they're going to win the Gold Cup. So we're just looking at this, where we're going to put it, right? The space there. Because if they don't win, they can't come back to Jamaica, right? But they're doing very well. But we're here to focus on the girls. The girls, they actually have made history, right? And we want to ensure that they are as comfortable as possible going up. In addition to that, we have 2 teams that went to the CAC games, right? We have also the under 15 boys going first to Trinidad for a tournament, then coming back here, and then going down to Damrep for a CONCACAF tournament. And then we have the under 14 girls, and this is in August, right? The under 14 girls in August going to Antigua for a tournament. After that, in September, we have the men playing on the 8th and 12th, while the women play on the 22nd, all 3 home games in Jamaica. Right, so think about the logistics for all of that. In October, the men play 2 away games versus Grenada and Haiti on the October 12th and the 15th. And we have the plan for the women to play 2 games on October 25th and 29th at home. In November, home and away for the men in mid-November, and home and away for the women on November 29th and 3rd. Therefore, we have 12 games to prepare for between September and December. And anyone who knows what it takes to prepare for a game, just the logistics alone, we're not even talking about the money yet, just the logistics alone. I think this is the busiest time ever for the JFF, Earl. Yeah. Right, this year in the history of international football is actually the busiest time. In addition to that, is the president, you're still on? Is the president still on?
I am hearing you clearly,
Yeah,
Dennis.
yeah.
I'm hearing. I'm on.
So, in addition to that, we have the local competitions, right? And the president has an announcement to make about 2 recently concluded competitions. So we'll ask him early after this to just speak to that. But it's a very, very busy period. So, when you talk about things that can actually go wrong, right? There are a lot of moving parts. See our secretariat people here. So we have mostly ladies, right? Because they're a little more efficient, right? Right, Brittany? Right, Pierce? You can't disagree with that. But it's very, very busy for the JFF. And it does consume a lot of money. The president spoke about our governance practices also. And that is something we're working on, because if you think about it, if you think about a match costing us at least $150 million and multiply that by the number of matches that we have, right, then you realize the amount of money that we have to have proper governance about. So I want to close this by saying I really appreciate the support. I appreciate the confidence that it has been expressed by the corporate persons. And, after I've heard all of this, Brittany has something for us to drink at the back, just to cool us down. Right? I really, really appreciate it. And I really appreciate, PS, the support of the ministry, and that you were able to, at the last moment, just come on and please express our appreciation to the minister for the continued support. So thank you all, right? Of course, I'm sure you'll have questions after this. And Earl will just ask the president to make that announcement on the 2 recently concluded.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chung. Yeah, a lot to digest there. He did mention that when it comes to international football, you want to put your mic up? No. Okay. when it comes to international football, between September and the end of November will be the most hectic period in Jamaica's history. When you have 3 home games back to back to back at the National Stadium, and then the team will have to fly away a day or two after that to play an international game, then you understand what we're talking about. So,
Well, you are.
and then it's a president waiting. So, Mr. President, are you hearing us?
Yes, sir. I'm actually hearing you.
All right, you can go ahead now, sir, and make your presentation
Okay.
again.
I was tasked to look at a compensation package for the teams that participated in the just concluded Tier 2 competition, and of course, for the ladies as well. So we will be computing our figures, and we want to formally advise those teams that made it to the finals that we will make some funds available as soon as we're able to work out the logistics and the details. We will formally advise the clubs of what amount of money is available. But this is something that we are very aware of. We understand the struggles of the teams. We understand how expensive traveling is, their feeding program, even the purchase of equipment. So the JFF is certainly intent on ensuring that reimbursables, compensation are definitely part of the deal. And we may not be able to give you all of what you would have spent, but we want to ensure that we make a contribution to the process of participating both in the Tier 2 for men's and certainly the Premier League for our ladies. Thanks again. We work out all the details and we'll make a formal announcement in this regard as soon as we're able to do so.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm sure the Tier 2 teams, that's Treasure Beach and Lime Hall. Treasure Beach won the competition yesterday. And Lime Hall, they will be happy to hear that because they would have spent some money to get to that position. And of course, the ladies who would have been all over the country over the last 6 months or so in the league, they will be happy to hear that they'll be getting some funds back as well. All right, just to continue so that people can understand, so everybody can understand, especially the sponsors who are here. You know, having 4 games in September, which is like 6 weeks from now, basically 6 weeks from now, it's significant. And then after that, it continues in the following month, and it continues right up to the 3rd of December. And like each time, it will be not just the local situation where we prepare for the stadium, but each time the team plays here, then you jump on a flight and go somewhere else to play, between Haiti or Panama or Canada or whatever, right across the region. It's going to take a whole heap of money. So I'm sure Mr. Chung will be making some other calls later on in the year. Significantly, if the ladies actually beat, since we are dealing with the ladies, the women's team this morning, we play Canada in a home and away here. The 22nd of September here, and then they will go to Canada and play the second game. If they beat Canada, then some games will be avoided because it means that they qualify directly for the Women's Gold Cup in February. However, if Canada beats them, then they fall in a group and they will have to play along with everybody else for that 3 months. And that is where the expense comes in. The men will be playing in the Nations League. And then if they qualify for the top 4, then they will play in the Copa America next year along with Argentina, Brazil, all the top teams from South America next year. So these are significant competitions that we're talking about. And we're not mentioning the juniors at all because they are a part of. I mean, they determine how well we do in the future. All right, so there are 12 games between September 8th and December 3. That's what we're preparing for here. All right, and that's a senior team only. All right, so if there's anybody in the audience with a question, you can throw it now. And I wouldn't say forever hold your tongue, no. But any questions? Yes. All right, we're gonna ask Miss Brittany Roberts, the marketing coordinator at Water, to respond on behalf of the sponsors. And I must also acknowledge Regine Campbell from, she's the communications manager at Sagicol. She's with us here, and also Shanice Lynch, the brand ambassador at Water.
Just had to scoot it down a little bit because I'm a little short. So I'll keep it short and sweet like I am. Wisynco has been partners with the JFF for a long time, probably way before me. I've been here. I've just adopted the lovely team and been able to talk with Dennis and the president and get to know the team and the changes that may come over time. At Wisynco, we're always on our toes, ready to jump at any opportunity that we can support the JFF or anybody in sports, because, you know, Water is an iconic Jamaican brand, and anywhere we get to support sports, our culture, which is at the center, that is, we jump at that chance. So we're just proud that we're able to support more, reach out our hands further and support the girls, and we just want to say congratulations. We won't be there in person, but we'll be cheering on social media on our sports page, so you can look for updates there. And we wish them the best, and we're glad we're able to come on board.
Of course, that's Brittany. Short, oh yeah, and spicy too. All right. Of course, Brittany speaks for the private sector, but we have to get somebody from the government, and we're going to ask Mr. Denzel Top to say just a few words. Mr. Top, sir, please.
So Bailey, you make me feel like a little bit like Shabada. You just dash it on me without warning. Yeah. Morning, everyone. You know, Mr. Chung spoke about calling on us at last minute and we being able to come up with something. The fact is that the ministry, under the leadership of the Honorable Oliver Grange, has always answered to the call, regardless of what the call is. While we might not be able to give you all that you want, you definitely will get what we can give. I don't know how many persons would have seen any of the videos when that thing was held for the girls and saw my minister dancing with the girls. The girls gravitate towards minister, and she has such a big heart. She always tries to help anything that is needed, regardless of what it is. And the culture of the ministry is the same, based on the leadership that we have. I think the girls' success is very important to note, because they have qualified for 2 consecutive Women's World Cups. If we were in a big audience, I would say that deserves a round of applause. We can still do it. And I think the attitude of the girls is always to represent brand Jamaica. So what they're doing is worthy of the type of support that the sponsors are here now giving. And I wouldn't want to leave without asking other companies who can support the girls to do so, because I think it is a worthy cause, And it is something that when you sponsor them, just as how Wisinko gets the benefits, Sagicor gets the benefits, you will also get the benefits because the girls will always give their best. That's all I have to say for today.
Thank you very much, Mr. Top. And I would never put you in that position again, sir. All right, so we're at the end. Any other question? Any question at all anywhere? All right, so short and sweet like Brittany. And we want to say thanks again to everybody who came out. We appreciate, this is a Monday morning, and therefore we appreciate your presence here. Thanks to those at the head table. We know you have a lot to do at your offices, but you still found the time to actually be with us this morning. Like they say in the airport, you know, you are in a plane, or we know you could find another place to be or another flight to be on, but you are with us. So we appreciate that. All right. So as I said earlier, the next few months will be significant for the Jamaica Football Federation, and anybody out there who's listening, we need your help. We need your support. We need volunteers, because we can't call on everybody every single time for every single game. So we need support, both volunteer support, financial support, logistical support, any support that we can get, we'll take it. Thanks again for coming, and we'll see you next time.